And just like that, we're back, baby. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Schmoe Me The Reel. My name is Chris Anthony Lopez, and joining me as of right now on the return show of Schmoe Me The Reel, you might know him as Buck, but I call him Brandon because his name is Brandon Buckingham. Brandon, what's good? What's going on, party people? Hi, y'all.
Oh, look who it is. These fine folks.
Is that Matt Thomas, Slick Nick, Harley, and Jeff?
And Jeff.
What's going on, y'all? What's good?
Looks like they're out having some fun.
One at the bar real quick.
Word.
We're gonna go now.
All right, bye. Thanks. Thanks. Well, Brandon, what's going on, dude?
Nothing much. Just realized we haven't done one of these in over a month, by the way. I was just looking.
Yeah.
The last time we had a Schmoe Me The Reel was October 1st.
Yeah, yo, so
It's been a hot minute.
Right, it's been a minute. Things have been happening, and shout out to Galaxy Geeks in the chat. What's going on, y'all? Go subscribe to Galaxy Geeks if you guys are not watching them. Corey Cameron, I see you. What's good? But yo, these Schmoe Me The Reels have been a little bit sporadic in the back half of the year. Really, the last quarter. Things have been
Because someone decided to get a new job and move, and it took him a while to get settled.
Yo, and that's, yeah. And I just got a second job, so things are going to be fantastic over the next few months.
The Schmoedown's going to slow down a little bit.
Thank God.
Because there's not many matches left. I think there's one teams match left. There's probably 3 or 4 singles matches left. No Inner Geekdom. Star Wars is done as of tonight. We're done.
We're done, dude. We're not
to
done.
The schedule. I believe the last match is 2 weeks from today.
Really?
According to the schedule, the singles tournament finals is 2 weeks from today. I can't think of any other matches that need to air.
Okay.
Other than that, there might be an exhibition match, but we're going to have a little break there. And then we get the big kahuna. Spectacular!
Yo, Spectacular's coming hot and heavy. It's like a month from yesterday, which is crazy as hell to say out loud.
Yeah.
Because we've been planning this out. And to all the folks watching this, either live or pre-recorded, and if you're going to be at Spectacular, you're going to see us there. See Buck's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Yeah. Suge, who'll be joining us momentarily, he'll be there. The 3 guys that just popped up on screen, they'll be there. So it's going to be a trip. It's going to be really, really rad, and we're very stoked. But that's nuts that we only have 2 more weeks of play. And then I'm assuming they take the Thanksgiving week off. Yeah. And then you probably have a Spectacular special, or Christian's talking about that media conference. Maybe that takes place in that second week, just so you can have some type of content going before Spectacular. Because we're in the home stretch.
We are.
For the last 30 days. And you got to go out with a bang. Season 8 before everything gets turned on its head. And I'm so curious. And I say this every time I'm on the show like this. I'm so curious to see how season 9 is going to pan out after this year.
Yeah, I am too.
Especially and trust me, guys, we'll get to the Star Wars tournament final between Nicki Dimalanta and Goal Leader in a second. But season 8, what a trip. We're going to start reflecting and having our season 8 retrospective shows coming up soon. And what a hit of a season, especially in Star Wars, dude. Star Wars got turned up to a whole damn level, especially after last year. The pandemic did wonders for the Star Wars division, and bravo to Nicki Dimalanta and to Goal Leader. I know, spoiler alert, someone had to win, but holy shit, good on both of y'all. 2 stars that came up and showed out during the pandy. So good on y'all. Good on that.
Show says he's running late.
Should
we say why he's running late? Or
we can say why he's running late. Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
I'm not saying it. You say it.
So Suge just got, she got caught up I'm talking to John, if you know what I mean.
You know what? Fucking no. Suge said he's late because he's taking a shit.
Okay, I was trying to say it without saying
I was
it.
like, oh, he's not gonna say it. Fuck it, I'll do it.
No, all right, word. Go nuts. Galaxy Geeks in the chat. I'm hoping season 9 will feel like a whole reboot. Full reboot. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. I think we're gonna go back to what the Schmoedown used to be, and I'm wondering how the fan base as a whole will respond to that, and how they will actually feel about going back to what things used to be like without faction points, without all that jazz. I see you, Ash, in the chat. Jeremy Miller, what's good, y'all? And we just got someone that popped into our StreamYard, and I want to know if this person's good to go. If they can give me like a thumbs up ski, if they can give me like a little diamond like DDP. There we go. See, he okay. All right, so spoiler alert: Nicki Dimalanta came out of, in her words, nowhere, and because she didn't, according to her, she didn't think she'd be in this position, but here she is, besting Gold later tonight. And there's probably one person that was happier to see Gold Leader lose besides Angie Bushkar, and that person's name is the Major. Thomas Harper.
I'd salute, I know, but I'm
the Major.
Oh, excuse
Thomas
me.
was the first one I thought of when Christian says, and you're a winner. Nicki, unlike Thomas, is like, mwah, mwah, like he's so
the champagne has been popped, the popcorn has been eaten. What can I say, gentlemen? This was a good day. Good day, obviously, for the Dimalantas. A great day here in the Majors household.
Yeah, definitely. Does Thomas want? Like, I was thinking in this match, I'm like, this is going Nicki's way. I just have a feeling it was going to go Nicki's way, and I'm thinking, all right, does Thomas want Gold Leader to lose in a tournament final again, or does Thomas want to be the one to just embarrass him at Spectacular? I was like, which one does he want more?
No, I think he took his lickings tonight. That's fine. And all the credit in the world to Dimmy for delivering that devastating blow to him. So yeah, he knows tournament finals pretty well, but yeah, well played match all around. What can I say? Just, couldn't crack the nut there. And Nicki, massive credit to her for playing lights out that match. It was quite a thing to see.
And her run this back half of the season, mind you, because if I read this correctly somewhere, like on the subreddit or on Twitter or Facebook, that she was the last Star Wars competitor taken in the draft, and that she doesn't even play a match until the back half of the season, I should say. And here she is beating everybody in her path, and now she has a title match against another hotshot rookie who is taken way higher in the draft than she was, and now they're both ending their first seasons together against one another at Spectacular. You can't write that anymore perfectly, and you get to face another Dimalanta, Thomas.
If you had played, if Vegas took bets on the Schmoedown and you had placed, $10 down that two rookies would be two undefeated rookies would be facing each other for the Star Wars belt at Spectacular, you'd be a very rich person right now.
Yeah.
You could probably afford the top tier of the patron.
Because like in January, you're thinking Alex Tatum not beatable. That man's never going to lose. I don't think he wants to hear the name Dimalanta ever again. They have destroyed him.
Somewhere you just caused him physical pain by uttering that last name, but
he just woke up in a cold sweat.
Yeah, you cannot look at this match. You cannot look at the run of matches this entire season and not realize that the game has evolved. And I don't want to cross streams, but I will, because the franchise just speaks to it. But if you're familiar with Star Trek and you're familiar with the Borg, this very scary enemy, right? The one thing, one of the signature elements of that enemy is that they adapt to whatever the Federation throws at them. And that's what you're seeing from these questions. They're sort of evolving and adapting as the year has gone on, and they sort of reach their peak in this match. So it's quite a thing to see. And I think Nicki's where she is for a reason, right? She adapted right along with it. And clearly Drew did as well, and got to where he was. So it's a multitude of factors, but this one was really entertaining.
100%. The whole build to this, like on both sides of the bracket with Gold Leader and you and Gold Leader's little feud there. He tried his best. He tried his darndest.
He really gave it his all, didn't he? He
came up short again in another tournament final. Like first it was you, and now it's Nicki Dimalanta, and the both of y'all are going spectacular. Galaxy Geeks says that this championship determines Rookie of the Year in my mind. How do you feel about that, Thomas?
I disagree.
Brandon, before I attack you for that, Thomas, how do you feel about the whole like Rookie of the Year talks? Like, is that something that's in your head? Like,
no,
in your daily life?
First of all, it's in my head because the discussion around it, the whole thing annoys me, and primarily because I have a belt right now, right? Nicki has earned her shot at a belt and has had an impressive run. The other folks that are in that conversation, they haven't even won a tournament yet. So I don't know why we're talking about folks. I get it. The character work from a trained actor who has acted in major television series and stuff like that is better than, the lawyer from Pennsylvania who's in the Army. Okay, I'll give it that. But, talk to me when you've got gold. The other thing is that at least so far, whether it's, I've already done it, but Nicki will accomplish it if she beats me at Spectacular. We've done something that nobody in this division has ever done before in a division that is the hardest, bar none, in the Schmoedown. And that's to go not just undefeated, but to win a belt in your rookie year. Not even Damon did that. If Griffey completes it, now it's a different story if he comes out double belted, if they make it that far in teams. But Adam Collins just did this, and he did it off of a play-in match last year. So he's literally replicating a pathway. I would argue Collins walked a harder pathway than Griffey did, and it's nothing against Griffey. He plays the hand that he's dealt. But should they lose in the teams tournament or at the teams title match at Spectacular, if they make it that far, I look at that singles belt and I'm like, that's impressive, but this just happened in 2020. From a competitor, we're making history one way or the other. And in Nicki's case, if she has the belt, she'll be making extra history on top of that as the first female to win the belt in the Star Wars division as well. And the most important thing of all, and I'm trying to think, Smets did not have his daughter when he won the belt. Nope. I'm the first parent to win the belt. She would be hot on my heels as the second parent to win a belt, and that shouldn't be lost on anybody in this arena. Those without kids will never know the toll that it takes. But I am going to offer her a big hug at Spectacular because she's perhaps, and Drew is perhaps among a very small number of people that know just how hard it is to play this game with a family. It is an incredible handicap. I'm not single out there. I don't have my entire day to devote to this stuff. I'm not going to set aside my 3-year-old and my 18-month-old and say, Daddy's got to go study Star Wars. And I know that's not the way the Dimalantas work. So, for a guy who's single or maybe with a significant other, but no family, to win a belt in the same fashion, like, great accomplishment and credit to him, and he deserves to be in the conversation. But in my mind, it's a Star Wars player that's going to win Rookie of the Year, and rightfully so. Either I defend and be the first. I don't know if there's been a rookie that's defended in their rookie season. Either I do it, or Nicki is deserving of it for her own reasons. So to me, that it's a 2-horse race at this point.
I think Oyama defended in his rookie year. I believe he did.
Then only, and the chat can correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah,
Because
that's
I'm
fair.
pretty sure he beat Dan to win the belt, and then he beat Snyder to defend. I believe that's
So
it.
you're talking rarefied air.
Yes,
Rarefied air.
very small crew, very small group there of a rookie defending. The fact that you brought up you are the first parent to hold a belt, that never crossed my mind, and I'm like, that is a solid footnote to put on your resume for this year. Because yeah, like you said, you can't just.
I will say Harloff. Harloff had kids when he won his belt, so I'll give him that. I would probably argue that the league was very different at that time.
I was about to say, I'm like, the league is definitely, and it first of all wasn't one of the more difficult divisions. Like Star Wars questions, like just the Star Wars division in general is just super difficult. So it's something that you have to study. You can't. And when you have two kids under the age of 4, it's really difficult to find the time to be able to study and to see. Like, my standpoint was, ask me around this time on December 4th, who's rookie of the year. And I think we'll have a lot better discussion. Because say you defend, you'll be 6-0 with a defense in a rookie season. The only reason I think Newman, because Newman had potentially could have just as good as a resume if he wins the singles tournament, wins the teams tournament.
Sure.
So he'll have 2 matches at Spectacular, but we have to see how those transpire at Spectacular. I feel like rookie of the year, you have to have a belt at the end of the year.
Which is a crazy thing to think that that's the standard now in this league. The competition
Thank you, Collins.
has risen.
Collins
I
and you,
mean, it's
Collins
wild.
and you have set that standard.
And look, I recognize that's not a knock. None of this is a knock on singles, and no Griffey, because I know he has a lot of fans out there. It's not a knock on anything that he did. This is me advocating for what I believe to be the better answer in this situation. I think there traditionally has been a bias, call it a fair or unfair bias, but a bias towards singles, a bias towards teams. To me, being double belted in those, I mean, teams is impressive, but it's singles with a friend. So I could never compete. If I did, I would be laughed out of the studio, or they just boot me from the stream. But I don't know that if teams players are being perfectly honest, that it's dynamically that much different of a challenge than answering your traditional singles match. There's some X factors in there, and I love the division, but to me, if you're double belted and say, like pulling a Kalinowski or something like that, then or doing something like Chance does, that to me is a little more dynamic. Also, there's nobody that's ever come into Star Wars and succeeded, and there's only been a little. Alex has had a good run in IG, but you've seen the toll that it's taken on him. It is a very difficult division to balance with anything else. And you saw it in this match, just how difficult this is. I don't whine to me about like having to go 3 or 4 deep on IMDb for a lot of movies when I'm going like 75 deep now, like trying to remember
the entire cast. Like you have to know the entire cast.
People that don't have an IMDb credit to their name. It's just, you were a fart off in the corner. Like who played the fart Cloud? So.
Yo, and the one thing I will add to Thomas's whole spiel, because yes, Brandon, to your point, to me it is a 3-horse race. It's either Thomas, it's Nicki, or it's Griffey, depending on how Griffey does in his respective tournaments. But as of right now, as we stand, it's between Nicki and Thomas, right? With everything we've seen so far, and plus Star Wars. Both of y'all, you and Nicki, Thomas, both of y'all have done something in the most difficult Schmoe division that I don't think maybe that we'll ever see again. Will we ever see 2 rookies come in the way they did and go undefeated, and one of them has to lose now? One of them has to end their year with a blemish, and at this point, the fact that we have to even say that, like, oh, damn, that person has to lose. No, I don't want to rag on Goal Leader. His 2 L's this year were tournament finals.
Yeah.
Like that sucks. And people are going to look back like, oh, Goal Leader lost 2 matches. But yeah, look who he faced in both of those matches, and look at his performances in those matches. That's the standard that Thomas Harper, that Nicki Dimalanta, that literally any rookie this year that played in Star Wars, like they came in and they matched or bested the people who are already here. Like you look at the Zach Burkett's, the Marie Wilsons, right? Like there's so many folks that came in this year in any division, but primarily Star Wars, that made me be like, oh, yo, Star Wars is the shit. And I'm a recent convertee of like the Star Wars division and how it's played in the Schmoe and its whole prominence and its role in it. But I'm just in awe at watching these matches. I wasn't saying that 2 years ago because like Alex, to his credit, he was killing it, but he had a chokehold on the division.
Yeah.
And that's not the case anymore. Like Alex Damon, sorry, dude, but there's all these new faces that are kicking ass every time we see them. Even a goal leader in a loss puts up better performances than some other people that we've seen in Star Wars who've had a longer tenure in the division.
Yeah. I mean, look at the questions. For those that are unfamiliar with Star Wars that are just watching it, Gold Leader didn't stumble on like easy questions. The ones that he missed, primarily casting questions, are incredibly deep cuts. One of those characters does not have a line in the film. The other has a single line, and you see him just briefly for a second. The third has a single line in a brief mention in a scene with a bunch of other characters talking. So it's it's no knock on him. People are going to say, oh, he had it, he stumbled, whatever. And I guess, but until the division expands, or unless it expands, you're going to start seeing matches decided on stuff like that. And with the audience just sort of holding onto a tow rope for dear life. Like, when you're asking about actresses like Mandeep Dhillon, what can I say? I don't know. I think it speaks for itself.
It's nuts. And I still don't understand how the hell y'all are answering these questions. But Leo Logan makes up a great point for the usual suspects. Sam is the only manager this year who will have had a title match in every single division. So again, it's a big testament to what Sam's doing over there with the usual suspects. But big love to Nicki Dimalanta. We're gonna have her on Spin from the Reel on Monday, talking about all this crazy stuff that's happened and her journey throughout the Schmoedown this past couple months. Really,
her first match wasn't until July 28th. She's currently 4-0.
4-0. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
4-0.
Like a roller coaster to step onto.
And what's so crazy is she has stated publicly multiple times she didn't start watching Star Wars till like 2015 when The Force Awakens comes out. Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Is it her and Laura Kelly? Laura Kelly's like in a similar boat,
late
right?
Converts, which I think is awesome. It's a testament. That's one of my favorite things as a fan. Like, forget trivia, because this stuff, I mean, it is what it is. But for you to pick up and catch fire with something like that relatively late in the game, when a lot of folks that I'm relatively similar in age to her and Drew, and a lot of us grew up with it, and it can be hard to break into. And you think about not just like watching the movies and enjoying them, but saying, you know what, I'm going to get real crazy with it, and I'm going to study them and watch them with an insane amount of detail, and then compete against other freaks that like this stuff too. That to me is like fandom at its very best. It's really cool to see.
Yeah. Sorry, Nicki, I'm rooting for Thomas in that match.
See, I'm not gonna pick right now, right here. The match just ended. Like we just got it. When Spin from the Reel does their spectacular predictions, I'll cry about it then. And it's gonna be the fact that like I said this on Spin from the Reel, I think last week or the week, not this past week, but the previous week or the week before that, because the Dimalantas have had themselves, both of them. What's up,
There
Suge?
he is.
Hey, Suge.
I am apologizing, Major, for being late. I will get those push-ups to you later on today.
25, please, to standard.
25. I don't even know if I could do 25 push-ups anymore.
I would love to see you do 25 push-ups.
Oh no, it would even happen. It would be so
TikTok
horrible.
so we can all see it.
No, we're not going to do that. Sorry about me being late, everybody, but thank you very much, Major, for being on. Appreciate you. Go ahead, continue, Chris, with what you were talking about.
You came in hot, Suge. You scared the hell out of me. But the Dimalantas, the both of them have had some incredible moments and incredible seasons. Like, regardless of how Andrews ended, it was still pretty darn good. And I said this on Spin from the Reel that if it's like this Star Wars title match, like especially now knowing that it's Nicki and Thomas, dare I like this? This could, with how the divisions played this year, with all the hype that's going to go into it, Thomas Harper playing yet a different Dimalanta, playing Dimalanta again this year.
My destiny.
There's so many different portions into this.
We're getting Harper Dimalanta too. I don't care that it's the other Dimalanta. It's still Harper Dimalanta too.
It counts.
It still
For
counts.
me, it's the same name.
It could.
Same household.
I said this and I got a lot of shit for it, but like Star Wars, it could main event the show. It could. I'm not saying like, and I know like the singles title is gonna main event. Of course, it's gonna be singles. Like that's just how the Schwan's built. That's how it always has been. Fine. Like I get fair. But damn, like Star Wars and the season they've had this year, but carried on the backs of either Dimalanta and Thomas Harper and Goal Leader. Give Goal Leader his flowers too. Like y'all
don't
have
give
made...
him any. He gets no flowers. Weeds. If you want to pull some weeds and bundle those up, he can.
To be honest, I hope he still makes it out to Los Angeles for Spectacular because I want to just see you guys interact in person.
They're gonna fight.
I'll welcome him. I feel like you made it to Spectacular in a different way than you intended.
You will be watching from the stands, not on the stage.
I think
he's going to be the one in the front row if he's there, giving the wrong answers, but doing it in a very convincing fashion.
You're just turning, Thomas. You know, and I love it because I'm a big fan of yours. But I remember me and Chris had talked backstage when Nicki had came on our show, and I said it would be hilarious if she won this tournament to play Thomas Harper in Spectacular to win, to try to win the belt for Andrew. And we were like, I don't know, man, that's gonna be tough. And then I'm not gonna lie, I picked Ross to win that match versus Nicki. And then once he lost, I was like, all right, I'm full in on Nicki trying to win this, win this tournament. And so I don't know if the guys have asked you, but I wanted to ask you, like, I remember when you came on our show and you said, look, you need to do something if you think you're going to get Rookie of the Year and all this stuff. If she beats you 5-0 and you're 5-1, she has the belt. But if you win, you're 6-0, she's 4-1. Like, was this the challenge you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, nothing that happens at that award show is going to change this season being a success because that will have been in this household for some period of time. So I got what I didn't come into the league to get a wheel slice at the award show. I came to get the belt, and I was fortunate enough that my hard work paid off, and I got it a little while ago. So I'm coming into Spectacular like perfectly comfortable with where I am. I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing her ride up to this point, and I think I would have loved to face Ross. I think had it not been for him getting the hardest question that's ever been asked in the division, then he'd be playing me. It'd be an all-den Spectacular. He had flat out. He had her in that match.
Happy. Show would be so happy.
Yeah, I mean, you go back and watch that match. You don't go back and watch that match and think that Ross was anything but in
absolutely.
He had that match in a stranglehold until the 5. So but that is what it is. Sometimes the dice don't roll your way. You could say the same about either of my my tournament match or my match against Drew. So it's just the Schmoedown gods at work. So I'm just excited for the match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't go into it with obviously I want to defend and I want to win. 6-0 sounds great. But I don't carry the same pressure as some other competitors with this sort of thing. My mentality is going to be sort of like Kalinowski's in that match with Rue, where he's like, we're going to play some trivia. If you beat me, congratulations. That's a great win. But I'm going to be doing my level best to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's my mentality. Captain Rex likes wearing the belt. I'd like to keep it on him. So yeah,
Hell yeah, dude. Nah, and
To be honest,
I forgot
wanna
that
see
question
Thomas
that Ross got.
in that outfit with the belt over his shoulder. I want him
Yeah.
to walk in that, cosplaying that at Spectacular, does the entire match in that.
well, I
cosplay.
can't. It's good they don't give you seats because I can't sit down in that armor, so it would all be pretty fitting. Yeah.
Like after a fight with Gold Leader that they just had outside the Globe, like it'd be nuts.
You
Shout out
know,
to some folks in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ashley saying, "Shook, about damn time."
My bad. My
Peggy
bad.
Gubbins, she sensed that the Den Show was here and that the Major was here. What's going on, Peggy? Chicago Zone, what's good? Allison Salamoni hanging out. What's going on,
Hello.
Allison? What's good? And then Peggy one more time. Ross is incredible. You just ran into some bad luck that the rest of the den, minus my boy Harper here, ran into. And like that's essentially what it was. And Suge, I think we talked about this on Spin from the Reel, that like the Den just had like, oh, it was a rough season based on look at who they were playing. like Thomas Harper is like, of course, like Thomas, you're like the shining light of Den with like the belt, going to Spectacular. You booked your ticket not too long ago, but still feels like it's been a minute. You've been taking that belt all over the dang country. But it's nuts how Ross, he looked great in one FCL match. One. He just had one. Came into the Star Wars division, the main Star Wars division, and I forgot about that hard ass 5, which that may have been the most difficult question that we've seen this year.
Yeah, I mean, other than Taylor's question about the air base in Italy, the hardest question that's been asked in any division this year.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, he had a 6-point lead going. And again, this is why I love the Schmoedown, because you can go even today. I know Christian, a lot of people are like, she had a lead going into round 5, but it comes down to the 5. If you can't answer the 5, you'll lose a match. We saw that with Dimalanta versus Harper. We saw that with today. We saw that with Ross. Like, if you can't answer the 5, you may lose the match, even though you played great.
Yeah,
you know,
I will say if you go into round 3 or round 5 with that kind of lead, I think it changes your mentality and your brain's ability to process questions. Because as I was playing along, I said, in my mind, I don't care. The pressure's not on her to get this right. Like, that's great. You get it and you win the tournament. But there's a safety net under you. You go to sudden death, and I assume she has the same confidence that she should in terms of her abilities. And, you know, she goes to sudden death. Okay, I bet on me. You know, if Drew can do it against Damon in a high stakes match, I can do it against gold members. So there's something to be said. And I haven't enjoyed
the name right. He just doesn't even care.
I mean, I haven't had. I think only my match against Whiteley did I come into round 3 with any kind of lead that might result in not having to go all the way to the 5. But it does change your mentality. I mean, the pressure is just different than if you're on a 5, where if you win, you win. If you lose, that's it. It's just a different pressure.
Your goal every match, doesn't matter the division, force your opponent to answer their 5.
I mean,
that should be the goal.
But the greats don't really feel the pressure, and it goes to Thomas versus Dimalanta. Go back and look at that. Thomas had to answer his 5 where he loses. He answered it, no problem. Today we saw, you know why Nicki took that minute, that pause, because she knew she was going to win, and she was like, all right, I need to compose myself to make sure I answer this right and not, mess up with the wiring. Because you could see she has her face covered, she's crying, she answers, and then she goes back to crying, and it was amazing to watch, and I loved it, and I was super excited, with when Thomas beat Andrew, he knew he had to answer the 5, and he was confident in it. So the greats can handle the pressure, and I'm excited to see this match because it's just two wholesome people. Unless all of a sudden Thomas just goes full heel and goes after her, that would be hilarious.
No kids for a night.
Yo,
I
gotta ask.
You know where I'm coming from.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta ask.
I absolutely know where you're coming from,
Thomas. I know, like you haven't played a match in a second, at least not as many as Nicki has in the last couple of weeks. But you know, you're going to Spectacular in a month in front of a live crowd there. It's going to be a nice chunk of folks. It's not going to be like New York live events.
Yeah.
You're going to be a ton more people, a lot more hype, and it's a whole weekend of Schmoedown stuff. But my main question is, like, after you fight Gold Leader the night of before walking into the Globe, do you think Nicki will have the advantage because you're gassed after the Gold Leader fight?
The advantage is I've got a weapon at my disposal. He's got to use his, what I assume are very small fists. I've got this little hunk of leather and metal here, so I can keep. And I don't know how tall he is. It's hard to tell on the screen. I'm like 6'3" with shoes on, so I feel like I've got some range. I can keep him at a distance. That gives me a little bit more reach. So yeah, he'll be bruised and battered in the front row. You know, we'll see how much that wears out my arms. We'll see. Round 1, you might see me a little tired with the whiteboard, but we'll see after that.
Now you heard it here first, guys. Thomas Harper's going to beat the hell out of Gold Leader outside the Globe Theater December 4th.
Hey, Lopez, I just want to hear Jim Ross in the when Thomas just hits him with the belt.
That's gonna be me.
My God, he hit him with the belt. He hit him with the belt. That dirty scoundrel.
and we're gonna have to tell Gold Leader's wife, like, oh my God, like Gold Leader, like he's in a rough spot. Like Thomas Harper beat the hell out of him with the belt, and
don't ever come back. It's back to digital trivia for you.
Right.
So one quick question before Thomas has to go.
Yes.
Thomas, now we know it's in person, so that means round 4 is buzzers. Have you been practicing with buzzers the last few weeks?
What do you think? I'm not going to answer that. What do you think? No, I'm still practicing Fast Money.
Thomas has he has all 4 buzzers, and he has his wife help him out. Like she's the other 2. He's the other, just, you know.
I think that's going to be the X factor in every single championship match at Spectacular.
Yeah. For sure.
And
there's only a few people that have the experience. Obviously, when it's obviously, you know, talking about the Star Wars, Thomas and Nicki, I'm not going to give the advantage to either or. I'm just going to assume that it's going to even out. But there's other matches where there's people that have played with it, and it's going to be very interesting. Thomas, I know you got to get out of here, but I just wanted to ask you, what are you most excited for at Spectacular? Meeting the fans, defending the belt,
fighting Gold Leader,
getting drunk with me and Lopez, getting me drunk with me and Lopez somewhere, and ended up not making it to Spectacular, and Christian, you know, throwing us out of.
It's like a hangover situation, but
we lost Thomas Harper.
We have
the belt. We can't fight Thomas.
We have the belt. We're just.
I have to clean it off before I take the stage. You can't have blood on that thing going up there. It's a family show. No, I tell you, it's just all the entrances. I don't know what mine's going to be like. We'll see. But you know, when I was in trial doing courts martial and stuff in the military, it's like you always wanted to come in, burst in through the back of the courtroom to you know, your own music, pyrotechnics, you know, and representing the prosecution. And that never happened. You're just sitting there stiff, and that's no fun. And then you're on, you know, sort of the most important stage. So I never got that pleasure. So the ability to come in, whether to the Den music, or if I'm fortunate enough to get my own theme song or something from David B, or whatever they play, I don't care. They could bring me out to the Benny Hill theme song, and I'd be happy as a clam. But that's going to be a lot of energy. I'm glad I went to the New York event, because that really pumped me up. Just seeing everybody's entrances and how much that fired up the crowd, how much it fired up the players. I live off that energy. So that's going to charge me up. I may just vertical leap onto the stage just from the ground. So yeah, we'll see.
And the fact that he just said, he's like, yeah, when I used to do prosecution, I forget this mother effer is a freaking lawyer. God damn it, Thomas.
You should be worried about.
I don't. No. Every time he speaks, I'm just like, oh my God, this man is so well spoken.
This man is so amazing. But you said he was going to have a horrible year.
I know.
Let's not forget about that.
Yes,
yeah.
My worst take.
Just wait until after. Hold your. You know, you can hold anything until after the match, because there very, very well may be a situation where you're like, man, Thomas really stunk the place up. Can you believe a KO in round 1 for Nicki?
Whoa!
That would
damn.
You're gonna go down,
that-
just go down completely in flames.
just burn it all down. But Thomas, thank you very much. I can't
Yeah.
wait to hang out with you in a month. It's gonna be awesome.
Looking
Get
forward
to
to
meet
it.
you in person. I'm not, because you're taller than me and I'm gonna be staring at a giant, but it is what it is. But Thomas, thank you very much for joining us
Yeah.
tonight. I appreciate it.
See y'all soon.
Much love to the family and to you. Have a great night. Be safe.
Thanks,
take care.
brother. Shout
Later,
out to
major.
Thomas Harper joining us right here on Schmoe Me The Reel, the current Star Wars champion, and could be in a month this time the former. Who the hell knows? Spectacular is going down on December 4th.
It's going to be very, very interesting. I
Yeah,
apologize.
Suge, you have got to be just like, you're like, I don't know what to do, because I know.
Oh
how
no,
big...
I don't. Again, this is going to be the same situation with Andrew.
Yeah,
I'm not going to pick a winner or who I'm rooting for. I hope whoever wins, it's a good match and things like that. I'm not going to pick a winner because, look at Thomas Harper is a Den member. I have been rooting for him since he came into the league. Even when he had, even when he played, Andrew, I was rooting for both, but I was like, it'd be awesome for the Den to win a belt. Nicki, though, I've been riding with Nicki since last year before she became a Schmoe. When her and Andrew had a Patreon, and I was a part of their Patreon, and I would watch their watch-alongs, and they would play Twitch. They'd be on Twitch, and I played Overwatch with Nicki one night. Me, Nicki, and Andrew played Overwatch. So for her, and I remember, like I said, and I said this on our show, Chris, I said, I remember you saying you weren't going to join the league. And here you are now, and you showing up and showing out. It's amazing. She's like, yeah, but I don't think I'll probably lose in the first round of this tournament. And she goes on to beat Alex Damon, gold leader, Ross, which is no small feat. And a lot of people in the Facebook group were talking about upset of the year, things like that. And I said, look, Nicki versus Damon is an upset. I think Andrew versus the first Damon match is a huge upset. I think that's the biggest upset this year. I think Paige Fabretti versus Bateman is an upset. This match today is a big upset because Gold Leader, I saw on Reddit, 70% to win this match. Everybody loved Nicki. Everyone was like, I love Nicki. But nobody was picking her except me, Chris. I know that for a fact. Everybody's picking Gold Leader. Damon was favored to win this tournament. When the tournament came out, it was Damon versus Gold Leader in the finals or Damon versus Laura Kelly in the finals. It was one of those two. Nobody was picking Nicki Dimalanta to win this match. Nobody was. And don't tell me you were. You might have been a fan of hers, which is fine. You could be a fan and be like, hey, I hope she wins. But nobody was picking her. Especially coming into that Damon match. Nobody was like, oh yeah, she's gonna play amazing, where she has an opportunity to knock out Alex Damon. Nobody has done that. I think Andrew was maybe close. It was a damn near thing that Nicki was gonna TKO Damon. That's freaking crazy to think. And she's getting better.
Suge, I'll take your thought a little bit of a step further as the cars are zooming by my apartment here.
They're excited. They're
excited about Nicki, as we should be. But when the Star Wars tournament came out, both editions of them, both like hypotheticals that we got, I remember the discourse being, who y'all got, Damon or the field? That was the discourse.
Yeah.
It wasn't, oh, who's popping on the right side? Is it going to be Laura? Is it going to be Scrimshaw? Is it going to be Gold Leader? No, it was Damon or anybody else. Like, that was the discourse. And that was the discourse we had on Spin from the Reel. Like, when we saw what the potential tournament could have looked like, we're like, oh my God, Alex Damon is in the Star Wars tournament. Now, are we going to get the revenge tour? And I said on the show, like, him and Molly's match, I think like the release was botched and there wasn't as much hype as there should have been for that. And their match was good, but it just didn't meet that same hype. What's
Chris,
up?
don't say release too much. WWE might release some people.
Right, John Lawrence, they might release me next. They might release me my contract. But I'm sitting here like, we're about to get Nicki and Thomas at Spectacular. That's rad. I feel so bad for Gold Leader. and I got to talk to him.
I like how
past
Nicki
weekend.
said, "Oh crap, I have to buy a ticket now."
Right, like she has to
no,
buy.
I have to
like,
go to Los Angeles.
Right. I talked to
God.
Goal Leader on speaking of Schmoedown this past weekend, and just talking to him about this and about the match and how his rookie year has gone. Like that's a dude that talk about someone who gets it, who got it from the jump. Right, not too many folks do a great job of balancing the trivia and the character. Dude nailed both off the bat, and like for someone who's a relative unknown, I think he posted it on his socials, or I don't know if it was his Facebook or something, that a year ago today he was in a different
Facebook,
trivia thing, like his first ever like different trivia thing for Star Wars, and now here he is. He was one win away from going to Spectacular and the biggest online movie trivia.
In January, no one knew who he was. Everyone thought it was no, not Evan Bushkar. That's his name. What's the guy who's friends with the Damons?
Zach Burkett.
Yes, everyone thought that's who Gold Leader was. So
it's like, and I know that Thomas and Goal Leader aren't the best of friends, and maybe they will be after Spectacular. Who knows? But I do want to give Goal Leader his flowers. Like he's performed incredibly well this season, and
100%.
Another great.
He's going to be nominated for Rookie of the Year, no doubt.
He should be. I think he should be. And the Finstock Exchange as a whole faction. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Like
they should be nominated as Rookie of the Year.
they defied all expectation. No, I would love to see anyone's discourse. If you have the receipts, send them to me because I would love to see them and give you your flowers. If anyone said that the Finstock Exchange would be in the position they are now in February, if you said that, then send me the receipts and I'll send you some flowers. Like seriously, nobody expected the exchange.
Nobody can do it, Chris. Nobody can do that.
Like because no one thought about it. Like, oh my god, like they're gonna have folks in the discussion or towards the end of the Star Wars teams and singles tournaments as rookies. And maybe we thought, oh, singles and teams, probably the Barbarian, John Roca, JTE. No, it's Griffey Nooms. It's Griffin Newman. It's the guy from the Tick. And Goal Leader, a dude who's doing black market Star Wars trivia on his days off of work.
It's just impressive. If you look at the standings right now, I think they're 10 points behind first place. Not a single championship match. Like that's impressive.
I mean, they got the finals coming up for the teams. So and then they probably whatever Griffey Newman does, and which is what Thomas
and then
saying.
Craig too. Like
and Greg,
they're on opposite sides of the bracket. There is a path. It is possible to have Newman versus Barbarian in the final. So we could have a Finstock Exchange final.
And like Thomas was saying, until someone gets close to winning the belt, wins the tournament, it's kind of a moot point to talk about Rookie of the Year. Like I get it, like people are very excited about what Griffey Newmans is doing. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, Nicki Dimalanta and Thomas Harper won tournaments. Goal Leader, give Goal Leaders he was in 2 finals of tournaments.
At least this time he didn't lose due to a misspelling.
At least he didn't lose. Griffey Nooms is in the finals with teams in a tournament. So if he wins it makes it a lot more. Singles is going to depend. Singles I think is more impressive. Teams is cool, is good, but I think it's more impressive when you do it as a singles player and win a tournament. But I think Rookie of the Year is down to Thomas Harper, Nicki Dimalanta, Paige Fabretti, and Griffey Nooms. I think those are your 4. I think Star Wars
Griffey versus Paige this next week.
Yeah, I think, and that's going to kick off one of them. That's going to kick whoever loses.
Whoever loses, yeah.
I think Star Wars player. I don't care what anybody says. Is Andrew Dimalanta because he?
I second that notion.
Because he beat somebody that nobody thought he was going to beat, and he beat him twice before Demi did.
I agree,
and I love Thomas. Don't get me wrong.
I think
Thomas didn't have to beat Alex Damon.
A lot of
that's
the
one thing I
think
think
though will probably vote for whoever has the Star Wars belt. a lot of them was, oh, they have the belt currently.
I don't
Yeah,
think for Star Wars Player of the Year. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
You're gonna have to remind.
I'm just saying, most people are stupid. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to look as the season as a whole. What Andrew did to take down basically Goliath
at a time when Goliath was unbeatable.
Yes.
If you want to argue that Alex was slipping when Demi beat him, that's fine. But Alex was still picked to win the tournament. He was still the favorite.
Yep.
When Andrew played Alex, he was literally unbeatable. Nobody was going to do that to him. And then in the rematch, people were like,
did it
was a
again.
fluke. He did it and beat him better. And he didn't even play his best. So I think you got to take that into account.
Change the questions in that second match.
Why I think that's upset of the year and why Demi is upset is a candidate for upset of the year, not the upset of the year, is I think that we now see how good Demi is, and so therefore she's going to be like that match is probably going to be second or third, in that top four. Sure, Schmoe sure, whatever you say.
Schmoe, where you been?
I really want to know who this is so bad.
But
I second everything you're saying, Suge. Only thing I will disagree with you on. I do think that Nicki beating Damon is the upset of the year. Before that, it was Paige and Ben.
That first Andrew Damon match had so much drama.
It was so good.
So much. There was the challenge that kept Andrew in the game.
I mean, we do have to wait.
If Damon has a second longer, he answers that question.
And we could still be in that match. By the way, it is entirely possible we're still in that match.
It's been 7 months.
We also have to wait to see what's nominated, because what if what you think is upset of the year is not included in the list to choose from?
I think it'd be crazy as hell if Nicki beating Damon's not there. I'd be surprised.
It absolutely should be nominated. I'm just saying it's not upset of the year.
How did we do I forget how the awards were done last year. Did everybody
Christian
vote
basically
for nominees?
asked. No. So Christian basically posted a major thread. He's like, what should be included in upset or match of the year? People would list them, and I think he kept a tally on each one.
And then the most votes moved on to the final for Patreon to vote.
Right.
So it was a public thing for everybody, and then the highest.
I'm curious if he'll do that again. I'm very curious if.
Well, I think somebody had mentioned the way they should do it is like player of the year and all that stuff should be voted by the players.
Yes.
Podcast of the year.
I mean,
most interest of the year, all that stuff should be
our patrons.
The
by
fans.
The way. I feel like a lot of the players are probably patrons, so they're gonna vote anyway.
Right. And I think I would be surprised if the players just didn't get a basic ballot like everybody else did.
Yeah.
In the Patreon, of course. But I want to point out some comments from Brian in the chat. What's going on, Brian? Oh, Leo first had Alex goal leader in his finals. You got damn close, Leo.
Same.
And Brian in the chat, Nicki is the Mara of Star Wars. People thought that Josh was the biggest steal of the draft, and Nicki is like, hold my beer. Josh who?
Horowitz.
Oh, yeah. And I only know Griffey news from Jack Day. How about that? And the Schmoe Me Nadi's back. What's going on, Schmoe Me Nadi? I remember this person who shall remain nameless, not because I want them to, because I just don't know their name. But they crashed one of our shows. And I remember you, Schmoe Me Nadi. You single-handedly tore apart one of our shows before. That was nuts. And I will give you your flowers for that, because that was funny as hell in hindsight.
Question for you guys.
Answer.
If we go based on prior history with usually what happens with the loser of a tournament, do you think the number one contender match for Star Wars will be Andrew versus Gold Leader?
Yes, 100%.
I mean, it makes the most sense, right?
That's gonna be a great match. That's gonna be a great match.
Damn.
Andrew had 3 Star Wars matches. He defended twice, almost defended a third time. So yeah, I would like that. I would love that to be the first match of season 9.
See, and with the changes to season 9, I know that Christian
it's gonna be hard.
the fewer Inner Geekdom and Star Wars matches, which by the way, folks, if you don't like that, speak up. Because I think like we've been saying it on our shows forever now. Like if you don't rock with less of your favorite division, speak up so things can change. It's the only way things can change.
You got to be vocal to Christian if you don't like something, but do it in a respectful manner. Like, don't be a dick about. Like, don't be a
Brandon Buck. Don't be a dick. Okay?
Wow.
I think as much as I
Brandon
agree with you,
Christian.
as much as I agree with you, Brandon, about the number one contender, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think there needs to be a little. See, and that's the thing that sucks. If Christian does do away with a lot of the Star Wars matches, we can't get this. But I think there needs to be a little mini tournament below that, where you take Marie Wilson, Zach Burkett.
Why Marie?
Why not? She lost a gold leader. She played well. I think it should be Zach Burkett, Marie Wilson, Laura Kelly, and then if a new Star Wars player or even Ross, and you battle that out,
so
and then
like
that person is
tournament.
waiting for.
And the winner of that plays goal leader, and then goal leader.
No. Gold leader and Andrew play for number one contender.
Then
That mini tournament sets up number one contender down the line after the first number one contender plays. Then you can go into tournaments. But the problem is if Christian gets rid of Star Wars matches, we're not going to get that. We're just going to get tournaments. So which sucks. But
that would be doing the Schmodown a disservice.
But what happens if Brian brings up what happens at Spectacular? Let's say Thomas loses. Thomas had won 5 matches in a row. When does he get the number one contender spot next year?
Ace didn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ace didn't.
Yeah, but
Ace, yeah. The
could no offense to Thomas or no offense to Nicki, we could see a match like Ace Alex at Spectacular. We could.
No. You want to know why? The time frame from the tournament final to Spectacular a lot shorter. It's not
also valid.
It's not like 4 or 5 months. It's a month.
That's incredibly valid.
Have you guys watched Beyond the Schmodown? Nicki and Andrew's
no, it's not true. I'll watch it occasionally. Like I'll just click through and see what they're talking about.
I cannot wait to watch this show on Monday. Andrew's going to be over the moon. I'm so he has been so supportive of Nicki. If you watch this last episode, he said she is his greatest accomplishment in the Schmodown. And the man beat Alex Damon and won the belt.
It was cute as hell.
For him to say that,
I may have to check out their.
It's going to be. I wish Andrew and Nicki, if you're out there, do it live. See, I know it's hard, but do it live because I'd love to just watch it live because I think it's going to be the most awesome thing. And I'm
curious as to why they don't do it. Like why
because they have the baby. They do it at night. They do it before they go to bed. And it's one of my favorite shows to watch. I told
you missed this. What Thomas said. Thomas said he not including Christian seasons ago. Thomas is the first parent to hold a belt, which is just
no, he's not.
No.
Andrew Dimalanta.
Okay, I think that's what he meant. I believe that's what he said. Like he said, and most of the other belt holders don't have children, so they can really spend all the time that they need to study. It's a little bit more difficult when you have a little child.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know that because
when Thomas brought that up, that him and Andrew are like the only parents that have done it, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're right. Like that adds a whole nother solid item to list on your resume for Rookie of the Year that I didn't really think about.
Hell yeah.
But again, I'm glad we don't get to vote on these until after Spectacular.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of factors that are going to come into play for me personally to determine Rookie of the Year that will be solidified after Spectacular. Like I'll be able to
I think, yeah, I 100% agree with you, but I think I saw a lot of people in there like throwing names around, and I'm like, just no, you're throwing names around that are not Rookie of the Year. I'm sorry.
Like who?
I think it was like they were throwing around like I have to go look, but there was like, God damn it, I'm trying to think. There was comeback player and rookie of the year.
I think you're talking about the
Oh.
comeback player Discord.
A lot of people
Well,
comeback
the
of the
comeback player
player.
was like, we'll talk about comeback player in a minute, but I think it was rookie of the year. I know people were saying like Newman, Page. They were talking about Nicki. Who was some other rookies?
Comeback player of the year in the Schmoedown
is Kim Kardashian.
It's a very weird situation because you're like, what determines comeback player of the year? I know you're a big fan of Andrew. For me personally, comeback player of the year is someone that had a terrible season beforehand. I think Andrew last season didn't have the worst season, but I can understand
worst season, but
I can understand your stance on basically like the way he lost the Star Wars tournament final. Like he was at the lowest of the low. And
Brandon, think about that. Think about that right now, okay? Think about that. He lost the ace in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
His wife had to comfort him, got him through to the championship, helped him. I mean, he did it, but he says Nicki was a big part of it. Got him through. He defends twice, loses to Thomas Harper, and now his wife wins the tournament and has an opportunity to bring the belt back. I swear to God, if she wins that belt, I'm probably gonna freaking cry at that thing. If she wins that belt and Andrew and goes on stage to hug her, I'll lose it. I will.
You will bawl like a baby.
I can't wait to see it.
You'll just be like
bawl. I will cry I will fucking cry so hard if that happens.
So I'm assuming while I was gone, Suge said that Andrew Dimalanta was comeback player of the year.
I did.
Okay. I mean, I'm in the JTE camp, which seems like the popular camp.
Well, I mean, nobody cares about your opinion, Chris. So
that's okay, valid, fantastic. But
good Chris's sake podcast. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
I mean, it would be nice to be invited on your podcast.
Yeah, I actually messaged Chris the other day. I'm like, Chris, when the hell am I getting on Chris's sake?
Yeah,
come on.
He doesn't like us. You know,
no. If I don't like it, I wouldn't be here right now. Like,
I'm going through that post, and someone mentioned Marisol, and I'm like, no, it's not comeback.
No, for comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. No. Marisol is not.
See, you hear that? That's why the person that said that. Like, the ambulance is coming.
Yeah, no.
Are you okay?
Jeremy Miller said I would say Del Rio, even though he lost today.
That's a good choice.
That's a good choice. I mean,
3-1. 3-1 is not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
See, Corey Cameron knows what's up.
Shout out! I haven't seen Corey in God knows how many years.
He pops up in the Spin for the Real chat. Shout out to Corey Cameron.
JT is
He's probably busy working. Yeah.
You know, it's at any given Schmoe Day. Shout out to Corey Cameron.
Janine is not a lock unless she wins the tournament. She's not a lock.
I think she'll be nominated.
I think so too. I think she'll definitely be nominated.
If she beats Dan Murrell, she's most likely going to win it.
I'll say this, Janine. I think Janine has a better chance of getting comeback than Andrew. I think so, especially if she beats Dan. Yo, if she beats Dan,
that's a different story. We're talking about right now.
At this, I think even then she look at her campaign.
But Andrew won a championship.
Valid.
We value championships.
We do.
If she wins the tournament, then she has a good lock on it. Like, she would have to lose at Spectacular in like devastating fashion. Like, she gets KO'd.
That's if she makes it there as well. That's this.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's it's all hypothetical.
Comeback player of the year in the Schmoedown is, like I said a couple minutes. It's so hard to determine what is comeback. Like, what classifies as being a comeback.
Well,
player?
when I talked to Christian about it, I asked him. I said, "Well, what do you consider a comeback player?" It's muddled. It's very muddled because it's like, well, how good it could be like people were trying to put Ace as comeback player of the year, but he had played so long ago.
Season 2.
But they said, they said, what I forgot what they said. They said that he had come back, and then they said, well, he came back from that Robert Parker match that was in the same year, so that didn't make sense. And
it's a different
said, what is Janine coming back from?
Valid question, Corey. Like, I think it's more so her performance this year because she really has become the Janine we've been waiting for her to become for years now. This season, don't look at her record. I mean, even look at her record. But look at she's playing in these matches, and don't trust me, Corey. I'm with you on the JTE thing. To me, right now, JTE is comeback player of the year. But I'm hearing the Janines. I'm hearing the Del Rios. I'm even hearing the Andrews. Like I'm listening to these conversations because that one's a little like what Suge was saying. It's a little bit muddled. It's real subjective.
She was 1-1 last year. She was 1-1 in
Janine?
2020. Yeah, she was 1-1.
Leo in the chat, my best friend, says otherwise, saying she's 1-2.
1-2.
Are we counting teams?
Sorry, I did not include Inner Geekdom. My bad.
Oh, that's what's up.
He's right. It's 1-2.
Brian asking a question in the chat: would you consider Ethan Irwin a comeback since he played in 2 title matches and won a belt?
What did he do in season 8?
Season 7? Brian, it all depends on what he did in 2020. So again, it's very subjective, and there's no like set rules for what comeback player of the year means. But I mean, we're getting to that time. We have a month left. Like what Brandon said at the top of the show, we got 2 weeks of matches left. And then presumably we have Thanksgiving off that week. And then the next week we have maybe a press conference that you may see us at. Who knows?
He was 5-2 in singles last year. No.
And Corey also doubles down saying Ethan played in the title match last year. So no.
And Jeremy, the reason why I disagree with you with that, you're saying, well, he only lost once. He lost in devastating fashion. He was supposed to win that tournament. I said in the beginning of that tournament, Andrew was the Lakers, Laura Kelly was the Boston Celtics, and here come the Detroit Pistons here comes the Phoenix Suns in Ace, and he destroyed all of that. He was supposed to win that. He came back for that loss was so bad last year. Andrew contemplated quitting the Schmoedown. How bad that loss was for him last year. So absolutely, he came back from something devastating. So
I think for me, comeback player of the year, I have to see who's on the list because right now,
absolutely, Brian, 100%. Robert Parker.
Brian points out Robert Parker too.
If Robert Parker can win this belt, he also has.
Yeah, he went what 2-1 last year, right?
He was supposed to win the Intergame tournament.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the next.
He did this year. So.
And he lost. And he lost. He didn't even lose in the finals. He lost in the
quarters to Chance.
Yeah, he lost in the quarters because then the semis was Barbarian versus Chance. And the finals.
Right.
Mike and Chance.
So yeah, definitely Parker, Brian. 100% Parker.
He's in the combo. Leo Logan also dropping Mara Kanapik in the conversation.
She would be. It sucks that we didn't get to see more of her or opportunity for her.
How many matches did we see with her? 2? 3?
Mike, Chandru.
I think that's it, right? She won the belt, lost the belt.
I think so.
She beat Chandru,
and then she lost to Mike.
Yeah, I think it won. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, Brian doubling down in the chat, 1-1 throughout the season, and it's her only 2 matches, and she was the #1 overall pick, and we only saw her twice.
Is it possible if Parker beats Mike at Spectacular? Can Parker still win Intergeekdom Player of the Year, or because of what Mike has done, defending twice?
I think Mike's Intergeekdom Player of the Year.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I think
unless Parker walks into Spectacular and KOs him.
Yeah,
I think
it's just really. I'm just trying. What Mike has done. Mike is basically like when he defended the first. I'm like, okay, he's probably the best Intergeekdom player of all time, just over Mara and Rachel. Defends twice in a year. Oh no, yeah, he's without a doubt.
They made a most improved award. I absolutely agree.
That's a great idea, Corey. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm curious if we're gonna get any new awards this year. Who has a winning record prior? Winning record, a 500 record is not winning at ASG.
Are you talking about
Parker? No, I think he's referencing because what Parker did in season 7. I believe he was 2-1.
If it's not over 500, then it's not a winning record.
Kelly, I'm with you in the chat. Record. Mike won the belt, defended it twice, potential third time. He's already locked it up.
As Intergeekdom, yeah.
Yeah, that's in the bag.
Unless Parker walks in, unless Parker walks in
2-1.
Unless Parker walks in the spectacular and just KOs him. Yeah.
Even then,
you're talking about Parker? Parker was favored to win that tournament last year.
Parker was like the golden goose of Inner Geekdom last year.
Yeah.
And he lost in the quarterfinals.
I get what you're saying as I clean my teeth because I got a piece of meat stuck in it because I didn't eat. I get what you're saying, HD, but I still consider him a comeback player of the year.
And I like Corey, to go back to Corey Cameron's suggestion. I like most improved more than comeback. I like that more. If we can swap those, yeah, they're two different things, but if we had to pick one or the other, I like most improved more.
So if we go most improved, is that Janine?
Yes, it's Janine. At that point, if we were to go most improved, like we expected Parker to be really damn good. Andrew Dimalanta, like what Suge said, was a favorite to go into the tournament last year. He was a favorite. And then, so we already knew he was good. We just needed for him to get his chance. Like Janine, especially with ASG mentioning most improved is Marisol.
I think there's
a conversation for that.
Yeah, I think
there's a big that makes that award
change it to most improved.
Yeah, that makes the award open up. Yeah, for a lot of people,
it definitely makes it the most. It could be a very interesting award. An award I want to see them add based on the news we got today involving Eric Rodriguez. I want the Nerd Chronic promo of the year. I want them to add that this year because of what Eric did the last 18 months to the Schmoedown is you can't put into words. So for anyone that didn't hear, Eric did have to step away from the Schmoedown for his own personal health, which go ahead and do it.
By all means,
you got to do what's best for you. Just know, Eric, if there's anything that we can do, just know that we're always here for you, man. I'm not sure if you're going to see this or you're watching, but I can't put into words what he's been able to do to the Schmoedown since he came in, really. Has just taken it to a whole nother level. Eric is simply amazing.
Facts, baby. You're spinning nothing but facts. And I mean, don't get it twisted. Spin from the Reel, we are the last people to give people shit about taking mental health breaks. So if Nerd Chronic needs to take a little bit of a break and step away, by all means, dude.
He will be at Spectacular. He did say that in his series of tweets. So it will be
hell
nice
yes.
To see
and I'm embrace the hell out of him. And for anyone that meets me in Spectacular, if you want me to be masked up, that's fine. But I will hug the hell out of you. Or if you're
I haven't worn a mask in so long, I got to make sure I find a couple and bring with me.
I
don't leave the house anymore since I've been working from home the last 2 months. I don't.
Word.
I leave the house once a week just to get out of the house, and it's for 15 minutes, and then I'm back home.
The man just gets his sunlight and walks back into his house. But I'm out here. I'm very eager to see what that looks like, and I think they from what I've been hearing, it's we're trying to get another comedy store-esque event at what's going on, Joseph Burrows at the
man with the golden voice
in January. Dude that beat me in fantasy. Screw you, Joseph Burrows.
And I'm gonna beat you this week, Chris.
Hell no, Brandon. I'm gonna beat the hell out of you, bro.
Dude, I started a backup running back and got 20 points last night. I was
let's go. Great. Good for you.
My
that's
starting
Brian, there will be promos.
What's up, Brian?
There was promos when I went to Spectacular, so there'll definitely be promos.
No, but will they, due to the Eric situation now? Will we have promos at Spectacular?
There wasn't a promo today, huh?
No, that was not. Not
interesting.
So
we'll see. Well, I mean,
I think it will be just them cutting promos on stage type of thing. I don't think we're gonna have any that get edited together.
I like that.
No, I think there'll be promos. There'll definitely be promos.
We'll see.
That's what I did last time.
We'll probably see promos. They may not be from Nerd Chronic. So
yeah, they might not be from Nerd Chronic, but
I think.
And I don't mean to be a dick, but that means they probably won't be good.
They won't be as good. They won't be as good. Yeah.
No, they won't be good.
Jeremy Miller brings up a great point in the chat. Adam Witt does the FCO promos, and they're still pretty darn good. Shout out to Adam Witt.
Yeah. Those were pretty good.
Yeah,
So that's totally
Adam Witt could definitely do it. If
Sean
it's Adam Witt,
Wingblade,
if
FCL,
it's Adam Witt doing them,
February.
then they're gonna be good. Never mind. I
Yeah,
take that.
Adam Witt, Sean.
If it's
Wingblade
Chris
is
Lopez
doubling
doing
down
them,
on
they
that.
suck.
Hell
I
no.
like Chris Lopez.
Of course, I'm not gonna do the damn thing. I'm gonna pull up to Spectacular with.
I gotta be a dick to Chris this week because we play him on Monday night. So
Yeah, Bears
Uh,
Steelers.
I picked the Steelers in that one. Sorry, Chris.
I
damn
refuse
right
to
you did.
comment. But depending on what time Spin for the Reel ends, Suge and I might talk football on what. So who knows?
I mean, you gotta have me talk football because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. I work for the official radio home of the Bears. Get STFU.
Hey, the sun shines on
I've
the
been-
dog's ass twice a day.
I've never
Good
been.
point.
I've never been more engulfed in Bears football. You know what? That's besides the point. It's a different show. Real sports on Tuesday.
Is there any other awards we feel like we can kind of discuss right now, or is everything like
It's a case by case basis.
team of the year is on lock. Team of the year is on lock.
Shazam.
It's not that.
Yeah.
There's no.
Okay,
reason
let's
to have
hold on.
any-
Here's an award. Disappointment of the year.
I want them to add that. Like whatever the
Who's your
opposite.
Look at
of-
who's your disappointment of the year?
Oh, I'm not answering
Suge,
that question.
I am so sorry. It's either Goddard or Preston.
And Bateman. He didn't get to any. They got to one.
Shut up.
They got to one finals.
You're telling me
One
that Ben
finals.
Bateman,
That's a one
is in
finals.
the same conversation as Ben Goddard? You're a damn lie.
I think there's
You are
a discussion
No.
there.
He's like third. But Zipper was supposed to. Is disappointment too harsh?
Yes, that's why I'm not answering this question.
No.
No,
Yeah.
Come on. Like you guys are getting a little like
That's Bateman
should
earned more
get more-
points than Goddard. Okay, hold up. Because Bateman was put in that position. He couldn't close. Let's be honest.
He won the James tournament. The start
Yeah, that was
the
it.
first one.
That was it.
1, 2,
At least he got the first round.
1, 2.
But
No,
I'm
he's
not
seven.
gonna-
His
I'm
his
not
record
gonna-
is 7-5. Oh,
Okay,
Oh.
it's a winning record.
oh, this one.
I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not
This
answering the
one.
question. I am
This
not.
one is this one. Yeah.
Christian, if
No.
you're watching, can you please consider
And
something in the
to,
vein of disappointment or the
But
opposite?
going back to
No,
Jeremy
why would
Miller,
you do that?
disappointment. Like you're saying, is disappointment too harsh? It's not, because if you asked all these people, did you? I'm telling you right now. Ask Ben Bateman if he had a disappointing year. He's
But
going to
that's
tell you he
Ben,
did.
and not everyone's built like Ben. Get
Well,
better,
You're
Ben.
definitely not built
Love you,
like
brother.
Ben. We know that because you couldn't win a trivia match at all. So
Yo, you're,
Ben,
you're right.
this is not a jab, but at least Chris can stand up.
oh Jesus
No,
Christ.
ouch. Oh, ouch.
Ouch.
So,
Ouch, Brandon.
Ben Bateman and to anyone affiliated with Showdown, do not let the words of Suge Knight or Brandon Buck affect me in any way, shape, or form. I'm just here. I started the stream.
I mean, yeah,
a
you
record
wanted
show.
to do this stream tonight. What are you talking about?
You asked.
You were the one that asked if we're doing a show.
And I was the
Yeah.
one that was late. And I
You
was
were
like,
the
no,
one
no,
that
no.
was late.
I said the
No,
stream.
I think Collins would have that unlocked.
I'm not answering this
Yeah.
question. I'm not answering this question. This question,
Because of
I
how
think
we
we should have it as
dominated singles last year.
Jeremy, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying it should be a award. This is more of it was a general question to us. What is it? This because of the match today, or was it today? Press room was today.
Yesterday.
yesterday.
Okay, yesterday.
It was Bibiani Del
Um,
Rio.
How do Bateman fans even defend this? They lost the press room, and don't give me this bullshit of.
But they didn't
"Oh,
lose because of Bateman.
did he lose? Don't give a damn if it was because of Bateman or Dan Murrow. You lost. Okay, and everybody talked about
You were
how
so critical
how
of Bateman.
Perry is it doesn't show up
Where's
all the
this
time.
Suge, what the hell did Ben Bateman do to you? You were doing so well. You were doing
he's been-
so well.
Well,
last week.
first off, I haven't been around for like 3 weeks.
Yo,
He's been like
you
this
missed us
all
in for the
year.
real, and you
He's
lose your
been-
damn mind.
I don't think he's
as
being-
someone who picked Goddard.
I don't think he's
perfect
being
fantasy.
harsh on Bateman. He's just more critical of him because, like him and Matt have said, they know the talent that the man has.
Suge's a dick.
There is no reason why
Oh,
Bateman should not have
sure.
a belt.
Bateman should have a belt this year. I'm sorry to
He
tell you.
should, of course, yes. If it was like
I
winning, he'd be triple belted, singles
I think-
teams in 60-day Star Wars.
Oh my god! I think his focus in the latter part of the year was very split.
Very.
with him,
which is
trying to
understandable.
work
Which
on
is
his
understandable. So
tour.
I'm not gonna shit on. That's why I kind of eased up on him. But
Until tonight.
well, because you know what? When you look at that match and you look at that coming out and you say, okay, press room versus. I thought McQueenie Page, because how much Page might have gotten in his head for beating him in the singles tournament, could affect him, and I would have been like, okay, expect it. You're telling me when you looked at Danger Zone versus press room, you were like, there's a possibility press room is going to win this. No, don't give me that. There's nobody in the Schmoedown that would have said that. They would have said, I really hope they win because I like Perry and I like Josh Horowitz. Nobody in their damn mind was picking Danger Zone not to win that match. And don't come at me with, oh, I was. No, you weren't. You were hoping. Hoping and picking is two different damn fucking stories. Can we cuss on the show? I don't remember.
You've been saying fuck for the last 20 minutes.
But I think for me, Bateman this year, with all the stuff, with all of what he's been going through, I feel bad for him now because that's rough. Like this was his year to really get some stuff done. So I think I feel bad for him. So I'm not going to be as critical of him when we talk about him, but I think he knows that this year was a disappointment for him. He expected to be at least belted by the end of the year and playing. He's not even playing as spectacular. He's not even playing, which is nuts.
Speaking of fantasy, do y'all want to run through my fantasy team to see who was
Schmoedown or
Schmoedown?
Okay, sure, why not?
Since we keep bringing it up in the chat, and I haven't checked this in a long time, so my first pick was Ben Bateman because of course I gotta, and my second pick was Chance Ellison. Chance was
he did pretty good there. He did pretty good there.
Right, and then this is where I start to stumble a little bit. Eric Zipper was my third round pick. Like that was a sheesh.
Did you have Goddard and Preston too?
I didn't. I had neither one of them. I picked Liz Shannon Miller, Ace Cabrera, Saul. Now check this. I bought into the hype. Nicki Dimalanta.
Nice.
I bought the hype. Alonzo Duralde, Janine the Machine, Jen Kemp, and everyone's favorite rager Rick Radis to wrap up my draft.
All right, you want to hear mine?
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Snyder.
Oh geez, and he bailed.
Chandru.
Oh God, yo.
Molly Damon.
Jeez, dude.
Goddard.
Oh my God, Brandon.
Duralde. Mark Haas.
Oh, okay. He got a couple dubs this year.
Jesse Swift.
Shout out to the big homie, the Jackal. Flicking Real, subscribe.
Vinny Mancuso.
Oh, we haven't seen Vinny in a minute.
And Eric Whiteley.
Wow, Brandon Buckingham. That was.
And you know who got me the most points? Chandru was 65.
Wait, 65?
So basically, how it worked is however many points they scored in the match. If they won, you got all those points. If they lost, you got half.
Wow, I see. Wow. Okay, that's
my least was Duralde at 15.
Duly noted. And Corey Cameron couldn't said it better myself. Jeez, Buck.
Yeah.
Jesus, Buck.
I was down like the first 6 weeks now, and I just gave. Like
you've been staying down. What are you talking about?
Like I haven't. Like I could have attempted to make moves to try and stay competitive, but I was just nah. I didn't care. I didn't care anymore.
I'm grateful that I bought into the Nicki Dimalanta hype, and shout out to Rick Radish for giving me points, them garbage points late in the season, for a match that had no stakes. It was just, it was a grudge match, and it was a kick-ass one. Leo Logan, going back to the whole disappointment thing.
Boris says my team was worse. Wait, do you have the Stars?
Yeah. Ooh. And speaking of the Stars, Leo Logan points out earlier the Stars and Swag in general having disappointing seasons.
So crazy that they're on the bottom. So crazy.
If you just said that Swag, a faction that was competing for faction of the year last year, would have a
To be on the
complete
bottom?
180. Complete 180. Like that's
Crazy.
crazy as hell to say out loud. And the Stars, man, the Stars are primed for success with the 3 to start your season with Andrejko, Snyder, and Damon, and only one of them actually finishing the year. Like
That's crazy.
that's tough. It's tough. And then
Who are you guys'
Jets with
picks
two
for
guys.
manager of the year?
Shannon. Oh, for now.
Ask
Shannon
me.
for now.
Ask me December 4th after Spectacular.
No, but as of right now, you get 2 picks and a dark horse.
Shannon Barney, Bobby Gucci, and my dark horse is Corey Jandreau.
The thing is, I don't want to say Gucci because he's managed half the matches, but he is the manager of the faction. He does make certain choices, and the way the Finstock Exchange right now is looking good. And if everything can go their way with singles and teams, like they could be set up really well.
Mhm.
I mean, it's hard not to say Shannon because they are in first right now.
Yeah.
And her top 4, like literally, Marisol and Mike have gotten her so many points.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm the same with Chris Coy. But the
I
thing with
think for
Coy,
me-
they've had so many title matches. That's why they have so many points.
Yeah.
But
I think for
like,
me,
I
I
also look at Coy in match. I love watching Coy actually manage,
so.
especially with Andrew earlier this year and with Shazam. I think they have a great rapport with one another.
Yeah, I think for me it's Shannon Coy and my dark horse is Kate Mulligan. Because that was one
Word.
person that I don't think people expected to have a championship. And as much as you want to put Bobby Gucci in there, Kate has a championship over him.
Valid.
It's spectacular. So
That's a totally valid argument. No love for Kaiser and the dungeon.
what
Logan
did
points out Kaiser.
Danger Room do? What did Danger Room do yesterday?
Danger Zone lost, unfortunately.
Danger
Corey,
Zone, Danger Room.
Corey, I love this. I love this. The -2, and look at them now.
It's a great point. That's an incredible point, Corey. Corey also has Coy. ASG.
I think Corey is deserving. I just think Shannon has done a lot.
I think it's more than just looking at what the faction has done for the year in terms of points and what their competitors have done. Look at them in the matches, like what they're able to do.
Look at Scrimshaw. Look at Scrimshaw with Shannon. You know, but Coy did bring his team from the bottom up to the top, so I have to give Coy that. I just think I think those 2 managers have been head and toe above everybody. Personally,
Yeah. Shout out to Meat in the chat. Coy.
Actually, that's not true because
Start from the bottom.
because
1-2.
Cobra got him some points. Corruption.
So right now,
Like,
faction
hopefully win.
standings after the Star Wars title match: Corruption 83, Mercs 82, Dungeon 76, Finstock 73.
There's still 2
But
weeks
I
max, a lot of
believe
points.
Dungeon only has Dan in singles left. While Finstock Exchange has King Arthur, has Newman and Barbarian.
Mhm. Damn.
Let me see.
It's hard to not favor the exchange.
Just in terms of available
terms of-
matches
yes.
and points available is
Right.
definitely there.
And the performances from all, especially from Griffey Nunes.
Corruption has Marisol at Spectacular, has
And Mike.
Kalinowski at Spectacular.
Dungeon has Parker.
Sorry, yeah, I forgot about Parker. Parker at
Got to
Spectacular.
Meat.
And
Corey.
remember, points at Spectacular for a win are ridiculous. It's like, I think it's, what was it, like 10 points for a win
I think
or
so.
something? Hold
It's
on.
something like that.
We're a month away from Spectacular. Everybody, get ready. It's gonna be amazing.
I saved the points at the beginning of the year. A title match is 10 points at Spectacular.
Oh, ASG coming in hot in the chat.
But
And I got
a
Finstock
defense,
on lock faction of the year. Wow, on lock. Please, Brandon, go ahead.
no. So if you defend at Spectacular, it's 12 points.
Sheesh. Holy.
So think of Marisol and Mike. If they both win, 24 points. Like, it's going to be interesting to take a look at the faction standings before the matches start on December 4th. And let's take a look how drastically it could be different after Spectacular. Like, that's the one thing I like about this year's Spectacular. They're not pre-taped. It's live. So it's not like some people that know what goes on behind the scenes will have the results beforehand. So it will all be reaction.
Yeah, Chris
live.
Lopez
What Chris do?
is spoiling everything for this last year.
So ASG is saying faction
Did I?
of the year. He's not saying faction title. He's saying faction of the year.
Oh no, yeah, no, I totally I got your gist, ASG, and I think I might
You got
I think I might agree with you, ASG, but who knows?
that's a first.
They were all rookies, but 3 of them.
What's up,
Look at
artist?
them.
And look what they've done. Like, it's hard not to say they're faction of the year.
It's very hard to knock the Finstock Exchange at the moment. It's very
I mean,
difficult.
I don't know if I could trust you, Chris. You really don't know what hard is.
Now, going to the
Wow.
comments, Corey Cameron saying that's too many points for
I
defense.
yeah, I
What's going
think
on,
he's...
Party? I see you in the chat. Let's go, Party.
Party Jay was on a Zoom today with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, I'm incredibly jealous that
I'm
Party
so
got to
jealous.
talk to
Yeah,
wait, how
Dwayne
did he get-
Johnson.
How did he
See,
get on that?
I don't know what it was for. I didn't ask him. All I saw is that he posted a photo.
Was
of
it?
him and
I think it was pressed for Red Notice, and my man Party in the chat. He was like, "Oh, yo, what's up, Dwayne?" And Dwayne's like, "What's up, Party? Was good." They shook up
What?
over Zoom. It was crazy as hell. Like it was like my man posted the picture everywhere as he should, because I would flex the hell out of that.
Hell yeah.
I would flex the hell out of that. Look, it's Party J talking to Dwayne J. Come on now, The Rock. I would have lost my damn mind. But good on you, Party. That's rad.
Yeah, that's
But
Awesome, man.
the faction of the year, it's hard to it's very hard to shit on the Finstock Exchange. It is, like, stacked up against everybody else. Like, no title matches. None.
At 73 points, still has a shot for faction title with 0 championship matches.
They may not see a championship match until Spectacular.
That's crazy to me.
And they might win the damn thing. They might, depending on how points go. Like, we still have tournaments to finish.
Like,
So-
right now, the top 4 are very close. It could be there could be a wide margin between 1 and 2 after Spectacular. Like, it could be not even close, because say Corruption wins both of their matches there, it's 24 points. Like that, because they're both defenses.
Yep.
Like, it's just crazy to me that they could get that many points like that. Like 30, like not like 20% of their points they could be getting from the Spectacular. That's crazy.
It's nuts, dude. Jeremy Miller pointing out in the chat, I would give Corruption the edge over Finstock in terms of the faction race. I mean, them defenses that Buck just pointed out, it's hard to knock 12-point defenses, which is crazy as hell. Meat in the chat. Hate to admit it, but Exchange pulled a dream team. Yo, and all those stars were made this year. Goal Leader, Rager, Griffey Nooms, King Khan. Like,
Also,
all them
take a
folks.
look at the win-loss record. Finstock Exchange has a massive. They're 29-15. Next place is Dungeon at 22-18. Like, you gotta think faction of the year has win-loss right. Like, they've won the most matches, they've lost the fewest. Like, it just shows that maybe championship matches shouldn't be as much, because that's where the Quirky Mercs have gotten a lot of their points.
Ooh,
Especially
yeah.
with all these championship matches between Andrew and Shazam.
Totally. Nah, like, and I know the points have been a hot point of contention, no pun intended, over the last 11 months since we've gotten them, since we got a grasp on them. And I'm pretty sure now that, like, factions they won't be the same. The league's changing. This will be the last time we have to worry about this. But since we saw her in season 8, it's hard to think about Spectacular, especially with the Finstock Exchange's future still in question, with Griffey Nooms and Barbarian in singles and King Arthur in teams. And then say Griffey Nooms, let's say Griffey Nooms runs the gamut in both tournaments, right? In singles and in teams. And then you go to Spectacular and say he wins the singles and teams belts. Does that lock the faction race for the Exchange?
No,
I can't do quick math off my head.
No,
like
because they are 10 points down from corruption. Like I said, we won't really know for sure until all the matches have been officially determined for Spectacular, and we can look at the point standing and try and just do some basic scenarios.
Peggy Gubbins in the chat. Did y'all even mention Sam for Manager of the Year? Sam, I know Leo Logan mentioned him a little bit earlier when we were talking about that. It's hard to stack up Sam, in my opinion, against Shannon.
Well, and here, Amaru's going to come in here yelling at us because of that.
Yeah, Rue just heard that. He just woke up. He's about to come right to my door and strangle me. But I
think Sam could be mentioned because we're going to get like 5 nominations. So Shannon, Coy,
Gucci's going to get nominated.
Gucci, Sam. I think you're your 5. I say Kate is the dark horse.
I was rocking with your
here's
Kate
the problem. But here's
the
problem. Here's the problem though. Den is in 6th, correct?
Yes, 6th? With 40 points.
It's hard to put her over Sam or Gucci because even though she has the title in Star Wars, when they have more points and wins. You know what I'm saying?
And
like, look at if you can tell me what the can you tell me the Usual Suspects win-loss record?
23-19.
23-19.
What is
we have a 23-19.
2019. What is the Den?
14-19.
See, they're under 500. That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I think it's just going to be the top 5. So Shannon, Coy, Kaiser, Gucci, Sam. I think that will be the 5.
And Brian nailed it in the chat. My manager picks Shannon, Coy, Sam, Gucci, Kaiser. Totally. I see. And
this is the only category where the 5 nominees are so easy. You just pick the.
And I didn't even think about this when we were talking about it. Like Sam, to me, Sam's players had the 2 upsets of the year with Paige over Bateman and Nicki over Damon. So Peggy had to knock me over the head one time, but it's valid to bring it back up. Totally. And I agree. Sam should be in the top 5. I don't think he'll win though. But we'll see. I think Manager of the Year will be whoever wins the faction race. I think
it's probably what it will be.
It's what it'll boil down to.
But again, we have to remember this is voted on by patrons. All these awards are voted on by patrons. So
we don't know that.
What makes me think those 2 will coincide. That's what makes me think like whoever wins faction will also win.
Doug, you are right. Even though that's been the method in the past, we don't know that Christian could change it up this year. That is true.
Totally. Who the hell knows? Oh, what the hell was that? Del Rio getting dropped. Have more points than singles and teams. Players can't pick you for Manager of the Year. Talking about Kate. Valid. Totally valid.
Yeah, but they couldn't. Andrew, she couldn't get him a match. That's just the bottom line. She said it.
But Kaiser got him one right away
because of the schedule lining up. It was just different.
It was just a coinky dink, you know.
Yeah.
Brian bringing up a point that Leo Logan brought up earlier in the show. Sam had players play in title matches in every division this year, which is also an incredibly valid point. So
that is a very solid item to add to his resume for Manager of the Year.
Right. And like look at what obviously with his rookies like Paige and Amaru, not to mention like you said his name.
What up,
lunch break hot take. Gucci wins, lock it in.
Those boys are awesome. So, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Go sell to Lunch Break Hot Take.
Corey, I said it. I think that Player of the Year, Manager of the Year, all the player stuff should be voted by just the players. Every other category should be voted by the fans, personally.
And I'd hate to be a hypocrite because in other sports with like all-star games or Pro Bowls in the NFL's case, I was never a big fan of fan votes.
It's a popular vote, and that's
a popularity contest.
I think it should be a percentage. A percentage of the voting should come to the fans, but then also include players and managers.
Hold on, let me yell at ASG real quick. ASG, Kate has said it. Lacey couldn't make it to Spectacular, so they needed a Star Wars player because they assumed that Harper was going to win the belt. I know you keep bringing up Del Rio points, Del Rio this, that was stupid. Everybody understands it was a dumb mistake. It was a dumb move, but they had no choice.
Yeah, they needed a Star Wars competitor because basically, if you compete in any of these tournaments in the second half of
You
the
have
year,
to make it to spectacular.
it basically Christian says if you can't make it to spectacular, you cannot compete in the tournament.
Exactly, and Lacey can't because she was going to have her baby. Shout out to Lacey Gillerin, though. She's going to have a
Shout
beautiful
out to
daughter.
Lacey
Cannot
Gillerin.
wait to see her. They could have dropped Rachel. Why?
It's a valid question. Why?
I have no idea who Gucci is.
Shout out to Lunch Break Hot Take. Yeah, I have no idea who Gucci is. My man, you know what? And Lunch Break Hot Take. I don't. It's hard to. And I know Peggy brought up a little bit earlier.
It was just unfortunate events. Also, too, ASG, you want to be a smartass. I'll tell you why they didn't drop Rachel. Rachel was one running a lot of the behind the scenes stuff for the den.
Yeah,
Kate couldn't do it because she has children. And it's hard
and
for
Suge
her
would know because he was there. Then
No, I was
Suge
never
Knight
invited. They never invited me. The fuck? Nobody invites me anymore.
I
I can't even get invited to this damn show.
What the? This was your idea. Brian in the
Oh, yeah, I
chat
forgot.
says people mostly pick the winners who win from spectacular.
Yeah.
Recency bias is definitely a thing, Brian. It's totally a thing.
ASG, no, she couldn't. Why are you going to have someone run a faction, all the faction behind the scenes if you're not part of the faction? Are you going to work for ASG? Do you work for free?
Yeah, yo, shout out to Corey Cameron in the chat. ASG with more hot takes than Lunch Break. Lunch Break hot take.
No, Lunch Break has some hot takes. Like they actually.
My man
think the
ASG
Ravens
just
are
has
good.
opinions. Let my man have an opinion.
No,
Everybody
no,
has an
you're not allowed.
opinion.
You're not allowed to have an opinion these days. Okay.
Apparently, because
Nope. You're not allowed to disagree on anything. We all have to agree.
And I've been seeing folks like in the groups and in the subreddits, whatever. Every time someone has an opinion,
Yes, ASG. They have a contract. They're getting paid.
yo, can y'all as much as I would love to see Suge and ASG just go at one another, Brandon, we may have to re-up Schmoe Me The Money's OG template and have Suge and ASG just yell at each other for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
I would love, you can throw me in there and I will just tank the whole thing just so they can just talk the whole time. Brian asking a great question. Is ASG?
No, you're not. Hold on, but you're not allowed to be on that show because you get all pissy.
I get all pissy?
Yeah, remember last time you threw a fit because I told you you're getting on my nerves.
You literally were pushing my buttons and expected me to get pissed.
Hey,
and what the hell?
Leo,
What the hell?
I think it's gonna be if King Arthur can make it to it'll be either press room or King Arthur at Spectacular. And if one of them wins it, they're obviously gonna be the new team of the year.
Going back to the point that was mentioned earlier, best new team will be whoever is at Spectacular, like what Brandon just said. So press room, King Arthur.
Well, it ain't Danger Zone. I'll tell you that much.
They're going to be nominated.
They will be nominated. Yes,
I wouldn't even nominate.
These are the nominees. Leo Logan just put the nominees out.
Who else would you nominate, Shug, for new team?
I nominate anybody else.
Goddamn Old Guard.
Nominate. Nominate Old Guard. Nominate freaking
Shut your
Outsiders.
goddamn. You're just being stupid.
Why am I being stupid? You want to be nominated for being?
Why would you nominate a team that lost their only match? At least Danger Zone won a tournament.
But where's Danger Zone at? Just stay on the same spot as Outsiders.
Stop being bitter, Shug. Jesus Christ.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
Allison Salamone in the chat. King Arthur for best new team for sure. Jeremy Miller saying it's King Arthur if they beat Press Room.
And shout out to Allison. New to the
new to the Schmoedown space.
Yeah.
Co-host of Mount Schmoedown. Shout out to Allison Salamone.
She was supposedly on Chris's. She was on Chris's podcast, and
she wasn't for Chris's take.
Yeah, he only invites other people other than me and Brandon.
Speaking of inviting other people, something we weren't invited to, live from Cleveland, it's Jeff Alterman. Jeff,
hello.
What's going on, Jeff? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm waiting for my lift to get back, so I thought I'd pop in for a minute. Hello.
Yeah, man. Who you got for Manager of the Year?
Manager of the Year. That's a tough one.
Give me your nominees. Give me 5 noms.
The 5 nominees would be Shannon, Coy, Kaiser, and Sam, and then I guess Tom, just based on where they are.
Tom by technicality.
That's kind of
Say it
funny.
again. I
Coming
have no
from
headphones. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, I gotta go. Actually,
Okay,
goodbye.
bye, Jeff. Thank you. Shout out to Jeff
What's
Austin
that?
Twitch show. They did it
Kelly.
at the top of the show too. They jumped in, and it's like, okay, rad. Shout out to
was
Slick
he
Nick and Matt
was
Thomas.
it? Oh, so he was with Slick Nick and Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
the
was.
three of them together. Let's see what's going on in here. Lunch break hot take. I will settle this. Okay, we'll go back to Leo Logan's comment not too long ago. I think these are the noms for new team of the year: Lightning Time, Danger Zone, Press Room, King Arthur, and Rushmore.
Those are some pretty badass names. I'm not gonna lie. I really like those names.
I think Lightning Time will also have a nice stake in this competition as well, solely off their success that we've seen this year. They were a pretty kick-ass team, if I say so myself. So lunch break hot take, let me know in the chat. ASG from Adam Whip for Manager of the Year.
See, when ASG makes comments like
Coming in
that,
hot.
I can't take him seriously.
Let my man. He said
Wait,
JK.
you take him seriously at all?
Oh, I don't want to hear any
Wow.
ASG slander. I'm not here for that. Lunch
He
break hot
says
take saying
lightning
lightning time.
Lightning
Lunch break
time.
hot take saying lightning time. Kelly W rocking with the King Arthur was my pick to win the tournament.
Nice.
Wow, picking King Arthur from the jump. Nice. I can rock with that.
I love how their first match, Newman is in the lobby of a hotel.
My man, only the best for Griffey News.
I know you're lying, ASG. You were being very serious. Don't you lie to me, okay?
Yo, my man, Corey Cameron doubling down. If Press Room or King Arthur don't beat Shazam, Lightning Time is the new best team of the year.
I don't know if Shazam ever. I can't see them losing.
Shazam
They're not
ain't losing to
great. They're not
nobody.
great. It's spectacular.
I mean, I guess we said the same thing about Alex Damon, and look what we saw with Andrew Dimalanta. Anything's possible. They could have a off day.
All right, KG.
So
Anything's possible.
anything's possible. Now,
They did lose last year at Spectacular.
So I do want to point this out though. You know what is kind of dope, and I know we
What's
like
that?
to do. We talk about representation and all this stuff,
hell yeah.
but in Spectacular, we're gonna have two women headlining championship matches.
Damn
That's
right.
awesome.
That's pretty dope. One of them being a person of color,
damn right.
and the other one, being somebody that's really been a very strong, in the community. So
She had a TikTok with Andrew a week or so ago that I was dying.
the Ahsoka Katana one.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my god, I couldn't stop laughing. I laughed for like 30 seconds. I'm like, oh my god, she did it. She killed it. Like Andrew,
I can't
you
wait.
guys,
I can't wait to talk to her.
if you're on TikTok, make sure to go follow Andrew. He does post some really good Star Wars content on there.
Yes,
It does,
Andrew Dimalanta is the only person that is either on screen or does another Schmoe after show that does great TikTok content. Do not go to the two down here at the bottom.
And my content's pretty dope. Shut your mouth.
I first of all, I don't
No, go-
post content. on
Go
TikTok.
follow Suge. Suge does make me crack the hell up sometimes on TikTok.
And also too, if you want to hear about this great match that Nicki Dimalanta play Monday, unfortunately, I'm gonna be missing it.
Monday, baby.
Chris has Nicki Dimalanta on to talk about her match.
Talking about the match of Golier, talking about Spectacular, what airline she's using, if she's letting Andrew come.
I might have to do it with the phone. I might have to jump in with my phone.
Yo, you already know. Like we're doing, and she's kicking off her show on Monday. So 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. Spin from the Reel. Nicki Dimalanta will be joining us. But ASG in the chat, fun stat. Every title match this year has involved the Dimalanta.
That is very true. Very
every
true.
Star Wars title match. Mm-hmm. Every match involved the Dimalanta and
Finally, ASG is contributing to the conversation. Took them long enough.
And Allison, I love this. I'm gonna double it down. And Shook mentioned it earlier. I've been loving the female representation and all the ass kicking that's been happening. Yes,
Absolutely.
And if it's up to me, if it was me and I'm planning out this card at Spectacular, you're starting with Dimalanta and Harper, and you're ending with Marisol versus whoever.
Yeah, you're.
I think you have the Star Wars match, the second
sub-main event
final match.
I think you gotta start hot. I think you'd start hot. Either
No,
that.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is probably gonna piss some people off. I think you go IG teams, Star Wars singles.
Well, there's 6 matches, so we have 2 other matches. We'll probably
Which is going to
have
be Roka
Roka
versus
whatever.
whoever.
Roka versus me.
Yeah, I think ASG's right. You start with that Roka bullshit. Why do we have 6 matches? Who's this?
They have 6 every year at Spectacular.
We're probably gonna have. It's probably gonna be.
No,
like
they didn't have
Harlow,
6 when I went. They
Roka,
didn't have 6 when I went.
And then,
But they had 6 last year, didn't they? Or was it 5 last year? Because they had
because they had the 2.
It was more than 4 last year.
No, because they had the 2. They had the Jericho and the Kevin Smith match. I think we're gonna have those this year. I think it's gonna be 5. I think it's gonna be the Roka match and those 5. So I say you start off with Roka, go IG teams, Star Wars singles. I think that's the way you go.
Like, and maybe this is my pro wrestling brain talking, but like, you want to get the crowd hot. You wanna start off the show with a bang, and especially
just
after the
don't
next
do
2
singles
weeks.
and teams back to back, because there is a chance for Newman to be in both and Bibbs to be in both.
Right. So I don't think that'll happen. I think teams may start the damn thing, you know. So
yeah, I could definitely see that.
It's I would put Star Wars first just to get the crowd hot, and we're all gonna be soups invested in Dimalanta and Harper. But that's just how I view it. But singles will obviously main event, as it should, because it's the big belt. It's the big main belt. But
So-
unless do we have, and yes, and Party in the chat, Christian did say that Marisol's headlining the entire show.
So they had 6 last year. They had Star Wars, Jericho and Young, Shazam Odd Couple.
By the way, Meyer could also
Chandra Chance, Smith, Sheridan, Merle, Collins.
I said that. I said 6,
good.
but the year before they didn't have 6. The year before,
by the way,
they had
Buck,
Bibbs, Bateman Oyama, Kevin Smith, Mike Kalinowski, Damon Laura Kelly.
They have 5, yeah.
Yeah,
1, 2,
so it was only
3,
5.
4.
I think we're only gonna have 5.
by the way, Brandon.
Oh yeah. No,
Brendan Meyer could
singles
also be in both.
Singles should absolutely
Yes.
be the main event.
Yes.
But I think Star Wars
Yes.
needs to be your
Newman,
second to
Bibbs,
last.
Meyer could potentially be in both the teams in singles matches at Spectacular. So even though I still think you should start with Star Wars just to get the crowd pumping. That'd give me hype.
No, I think
I'm
you're
gonna
absolutely
have
wrong.
like
Chris, like normal in life, you're wrong.
fantastic. Yeah, but besides that, do we have anything else before we call the night?
We have 2 weeks left. We have 2 weeks left of matches. That's just like this year has been just exhausting. I'm not gonna lie. Like so many matches. Like there were just like some weeks where it was 3, and then some we had 5. Like it is definitely exhausting. It will be nice next year. I believe it's 2 a week. I think some weeks
We're gonna go back to what things used to be like.
So it will be definitely
Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but someday,
ASG bringing up a point that we talked about a little bit earlier. Goal leader, number 1 contender versus Andrew to kick off.
ASG, if you had been here earlier when we were talking,
it was a mention.
We already talked about that. Okay?
Yes, Party in the chat. Nerd Chronic is a legend.
I just want to give Andrew a hard time.
You're good, man.
I love the guy.
We do want to give Nerd Chronic his flowers. Like take a break, Nerd Chronic. Take a break, bro. You're good. You're good. We'll be right here when you get back. We'll be right here. Got a whole
I don't know if Chris is going to be right here, but
I think the fact that he had to edit 3 to 5 matches a week for like 45 weeks in a row, I can understand why he's exhausted.
Totally. Hell yeah. Like, so everyone go show some love to Nerd Chronic. If you already haven't, go show some love to him. Like that dude, I don't want to say he's the like the hidden gem or the or like the, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but people like he doesn't get the recognition like trophies or wheel slices or anything, but we all give him the recognition every single week on every single show because dude deserves it.
Yeah.
So go show him some love to Nerd Chronic. Just because, go show him some love. That'd be pretty rad. Any bold predictions? Not match predictions, bold predictions before the year, and also any Yodi award guesses
I think this is Dan Murrell's last year in the league.
Whoa! Damn! Woo! It should come. Okay.
I think it's his last year in the league. I think he's done after this.
Wow. Holy
I don't know.
shit.
I don't know if he would retire without a belt.
I think so. I think he's starting to hit the wall like Rachel Cushion did.
Ooh. This is Dan Murrell's last year. Wow.
Yeah, Corey, I did say this before that is one award I want them to add, the Nerd Chronic Promo of the Year.
Yeah, Corey, he stole it from you. He told me.
Jeremy Miller in the chat. Yodi, I would say Andraco. I agree with what Brandon said. I think it's all but Roka's.
Roka would throw a fit if it's not him.
If this is truly John Roka's swan song competing in the Schmoedown, I think it's Roka's award. Totally. Allison in the chat. Nooms wins singles tournament. It's a good choice. He's killing it on all cylinders. Damn. I'm trying to think of a good bold prediction. We're gonna see some. This is not my prediction, but we're gonna see some crazy shit at Spectacular. I really do think so. Like, great way to lead us into season 9. Not that the Schmoedown needs it, but it's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna be a whole new feel. The return of Kevin Smets. That'd be crazy as all hell, Corey. The Globe Theater would burn to the ground. It would be nuts.
I think I would start to cry if Kevin says I'm back. Oh my god!
Like, he has to stare down with whoever wins the IG belt, whether it's Parker or Kalinowski.
Oh, but with Parker, it would just be that would just be so beautiful.
Talk about storyline, and Christian would lose his damn mind. That stare down Parker and Smets. Smets let Kaiser.
It would be like this, but okay.
Right, it'd still be pretty damn cool. It'd still be pretty rad.
Actually,
I like that, Corey.
Kevin's not that tall.
I know, but Parker's not tall at all.
He's not that small. He's small, but he's not much.
We'll see for ourselves.
We'll go this.
ASG with another great point. I want to see who the core 4 of corruption. I want to see who of the core 4 of leads corruption.
It would probably be Chance. Is probably leaving.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. I said this, I think, on Speaking of, where
nobody cares, Chris.
The inevitability of corruption breaking down.
Are you talking about Speaking of Schmoedown, or are you talking about Chris's sake, the podcast you don't invite me and Brandon on?
You're talking about For Chris's Sake, the podcast is available wherever you find your podcasts that revolves around the question. And recently we're doing Scooby-Doo movies. Yeah, that podcast. No, it's not that podcast. Speaking of Schmoedown on the JCast Network, shout out to Jay Wade and Dan Delinsky, Double D, Sexy Numbers. But the core 4 of corruption, I want to see what happens at Spectacular in regards to that. I was on this show this past weekend with ASG. How about that? Love seeing ASG. Jeremy Miller seconding Suge's statement in the chat.
I lied.
He thinks Collins.
Collins is not leaving.
There's no way in hell.
Collins is not leaving.
For reasons I feel like I don't need to say, I don't think it's Collins. But Collins. I think I like the Chance one. I think Chance will probably it would make the most sense, and he'll do the best on his own.
If y'all want to know, tomorrow on Mount Schmoedown, Chance Ellison will be on their show.
Yes, he will.
So why don't you go ask?
Boom, boom.
Maybe if Allison is in the chat still, Allison, would you ask that for me? Say Suge Knight wants to know, are you leaving corruption? That way he can throw me under the bus, because he'll probably talk.
And he's gonna bury Spin from the Reel by proxy. Just like, oh, those dweebs, yeah, like, no, not leaving corruption. And
I'll be there, Allison, but I'll probably just be in the chat. I got a lot.
Mount Schmoedown, go check them out. Schmoes in the North YouTube channel. You already know. Corey's ready for season 9 changes.
I think that's gonna be what it like. There's gonna be something crazy we get for season 9.
Right.
I'll tell you the biggest change that's coming. Corey Cameron's joining Spin from the Reel, and I'm leaving, and we're gonna have an all black podcast.
We're trading Suge Knight 323 to Any Given Schmo Day for Corey Cameron. And I was gonna wait till Monday to announce this, but
can you pull up Peggy's comment?
Sure. Bold prediction from Peggy Gubbins. Oyama gives a title shot to Tom Cruise, who's promoting Top Gun Maverick. Tom chooses Star Wars and plays Harper, who can't stop quoting A Few Good Men the entire match.
That's
I thought
pretty
that was
good.
hilarious.
That's a good
That was
bold
pretty good.
prediction from Peggy Gubbins in the chat. Yup, and Corey Cameron. Damn right. But season 9's just around the corner, and who knows what the Schmoedown will look like in 2 months, or really in a month, what the Schmoedown's going to look like. There's going to be a lot of change. Folks may not be ready for it. Folks are already ready for it. Who the hell knows? But I think it's going to do it for us here.
Jesus knows.
Jesus does know. Jesus knows all.
Jesus de Cristo.
I think it's going to wrap it up for all of us here on Schmoe Me The Reel. Thanks all of y'all for watching. Everyone who checked us out in the last 2 hours, everyone who will check us out in the replay, thank you so much. As the ambulance drives by,
As Chris lives in the ghetto. The ghetto.
Yeah, the
Welcome
ghetto.
to the ghetto.
Welcome to the ghetto, baby. Welcome to Chicago, Illinois.
That's gonna be that's gonna be us. That's gonna be us in LA when you come.
Yeah,
the ghetto.
Party said it best. Can't wait to see the three of you in person. I can't wait to meet you, Party, and everybody. It's spectacular.
I don't want to meet Chris. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna. You're
gonna get clothesline. You touch me, you're getting clothesline.
I'm gonna kiss you right in the forehead.
Oh, you mother.
And I can't wait.
Brandon Buck, where can they find you at, and what your shows?
Can follow me here on Twitter and Instagram at BrandonBuck88. Can also follow Schmoe Me The Money on Twitter at Schmoe Me Money. Also YouTube.com/Schmoe Me The Money. Me and Jeff have been very lazy the latter half of the year with our shows. The format that we had with panelists, we just weren't able to get as many panelists as we would like. In certain weeks, just due to our schedules, we can't do shows. So we are sorry about that, but we still try and do shows as much as we can. So hopefully we're able to do a show this week. I would like to, but you never know. Sometimes schedules don't work, but go ahead and give us a subscribe over there if you can.
Schmoe Me The Money. Suge.
Mr. Chris Lopez. Okay, I'll go. You can find me at Suge9323, obviously TikTok and Twitter. I will be starting my own podcast very soon. I was going to start this Sunday, but due to it's my daughter's birthday, and so I'm going to be spending some time with her. I'm going to wait a minute to start. It's going to be in Schmoedown talk, sports talk, all things nerd talk, life talk. Don't know who's going to show up. Might be myself, might be somebody with me, or a couple people. You never know. But also, you can find me when I'm available at Spin From The Reel, one of the best podcasts out there, talking Schmoedown with my boy Chris Anthony Lopez and Matt Thomas. We're going to be talking all the Schmoedown. Make sure to check us out Monday. Nicki Dimalanta, the number one contender, is going to be in the house. We're going to be talking Schmoedown with her. Appreciate everybody for the support. If you can do me a favor and follow my channel, Suge9323, or I'll tweet it out right now. Just hit the subscribe. I really appreciate it if you do that.
Damn right.
Appreciate all of you, man.
Damn right. Go support Suge. The Suge show's coming, y'all. And I mean, hopefully, if we can swap. Maybe we can swap podcast invites.
No, you're not allowed on my podcast. Okay.
Not until you invite him on yours, Chris.
Yep.
Exactly.
The for Chris
Of all people, you don't invite on your show. It's really sad.
Folks, you can follow me on Twitter at @CAnthonyLopez, where I talk about movies, music, all that jazz. The Schmoeminati will not subscribe to Suge's channel.
You're already subscribed. Don't worry about it.
The stuff I got going on, it got referenced a few times. For Chris's sake, FORCHRIS_SAKE, wherever you find your podcasts. It's my everything bagel. I talk about everything on that podcast. It's just recently I've been talking about Scooby-Doo, the live action movies, and soon to be other ones. I just had Allison Salamoni of the Mount Schmoedown show. She came on the pod, and we had a great time talking about Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. So make sure you go ahead and check that out wherever you find your pods, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that jazz. And of course, right here, Want Real Entertainment. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, drop a comment after the fact if you're watching this on the replay, hit the bell for all the notifications for when we go live. Real Sports. We have Really Scared, where Schmoedown competitors will usually make their way over there. So make sure you go ahead and check out Really Scared. Oh my God, Saber Reels, Wrestle Reels coming back very, very soon. I talked to Nick Molbach, co-founder of the channel, yesterday. We're bringing that show back very, very soon. The Real Geek Core is going to come back sooner rather than later, and Real Talk will be back in some way, shape, or form sometime. And stay tuned for Getting Canceled with Suge coming soon to the Suge 9323 channel,
which is also going to be my other show called The Blacklist that I'm starting with ASG, where we talk all about the Schmoe Down dirty laundry.
No, yeah, all the gossip, all the hot gossip, getting
All the hot
canceled with
gossip.
Suge.
You know, YouTube comments made about podcast hosts. Damn right, it shouldn't return.
So this obviously has to be someone that knows you.
Right, Wrestle Reel. Who calls it? Yo, I'm trying to think. Who the fuck is that? But to everyone that watched this live after the fact, thank you so much. We're gonna try and do more of these. Maybe since all of us, even those who aren't present, Matt Thomas and Jeff Alterman, all of us will be at Spectacular. So party, I know you said something.
We
Kelly
do have a
will be there.
house with Cal, Suge, me,
What house?
Matt, and some other people involved with Watt. It's gonna be crazy.
We have a Watt house, and we'll have some surprise. You should be really scared. Damn right. Check out Really Scared on Thursdays. But if we do another one of these shows, follow us on the social medias. Schmoe Me Money is for Schmoe Me the Money, and at Spin from the Reel on Twitter for updates. And we're gonna try our best. And since we'll be at Spectacular, maybe we'll have to do a Spectacular pre-show.
I didn't know if you guys had that in there. I'm so glad you played that.
But we'll do.
It feels so good to be doing, oh daddy, oh I can't.
Stop! Jesus Christ! That's
Just
how
cut
you
it,
talk-
Chris. Just cut
I
it.
know I'm talking too long. So, for Brandon Buck, for Suge 9323, my name is Chris Anthony Lopez. And don't forget, y'all, spin from the real, not from the peg. Schmoe me the money! We'll see y'all next time.